Hello, everybody. It's your girl Asia from Raint's Fangirl channel. I know it's been a minute since I made a video. Been kind of busy with work, life. You know the drill. But I really wanted to make a video today. I guess you could more like a rant about the Mufasa movie because I just watched it today, and I'm going to say this. Um, this movie was not good. It was an epic failure. And anyone who thought it was good, that's your opinion. You're allowed to say it was, good. You feel me? Like, that's your opinion. Me personally, I feel like this movie was completely unnecessary. It was really unneeded. And I'm going to tell y'all why. I want to just say this. If this movie was supposed to make me like Mufasa, it did the complete opposite. And I really think that was the goal, right? Because well, let me explain that real quick because some of y'all might be saying, what the hell are you talking about? Well, I'm going to explain it. In Lion King, in the 1994 version, we love Mufasa, right? We love what he stands for. We love that he's a great father. We love that he is, on the right path when it comes to being a king, doing it the right way. I told this to my sister yesterday, and, I really think it's just, what it is now since we're older. Growing up, as children when we were little, we loved the heroes. But now that we're older, we kind of resonate. We kind of connect more to the bad guys because they have more of a like not a such happy ending. We kind of get where they coming from more because it's like that can happen to anyone. I can't really connect to someone who doesn't have a struggle or is just goody two shoes all the time. Like, you're just a good guy. You're really kind of boring, but it's like, you feel me? I do feel like as children we really love the heroes, and don't get me wrong, there's a lot of heroes in movies and TV shows that I absolutely do love. Don't get me wrong, but I feel like now that I'm older, I really love bad guys more. I love bad guys when it comes to movies, TV shows, even in wrestling. I love the heels more than I like the baby faces because villains are just way more fucking interesting. But I feel like in the Mufasa movie, they made Mufasa the villain. You cannot tell me you watch this movie and you can't say Scar didn't have a reason not to be like evil, not to turn out the way that he was. They made this movie so you can hate Mufasa because that's the reason, right? Otherwise, why is there a movie going deep into Mufasa's childhood, trying to tell us how him and Scar was growing up and how they were brothers before what happened? Who cared? Really, when you were watching the Lion King movie, did that ever pop into your head? I mean, yeah, it did, but it's like, don't do it. Leave that a question. You feel me? I don't want to know why Scar and Mufasa don't fuck with each other no more. I don't want to know. I don't need to know. Leave it as that. Leave it like that. But when you watch the Mufasa movie, it makes you feel like everything that Scar did in the animated version was completely justifiable. I'm gonna say that right now, completely justifiable. Killing Mufasa, wanna be king, because in the Mufasa movie, Mufasa literally took everything away from him. Like, literally. What I mean by that is that in this movie, they try to make it seem like that Scar's parents love Mufasa more. The mother did. The mother definitely loved Mufasa more than she loved Scar. She definitely did. She was definitely more motherly and nurturing towards Mufasa than she was towards Scar. Scar's father is the reason for Scar not knowing the right way of being king. Scar's father was lazy as fuck and he was very cowardly, which is why Scar was the way he was. Scar was not ready to be king because his father didn't teach him how to be king. He didn't show him the ropes of being king. He told him being king is just, laying around all day in the sun, having a lioness do the work, and you just the protector. Which is, I mean, if you look at it, it's really not a lie because if you watch animal documentaries, that's really all the male lions do. They kind of just lay around and they are protectors. That's it. Lioness do all the work. They hunt. They take care of the children. They have to discipline the children. They do everything. The male lions don't do a goddamn thing. So some of it isn't lies, but how is your son gonna know how to be a man if you don't teach him the what makes him a man? Like, you feel me? How is he supposed to know if you don't teach him? He didn't. Scar's father didn't teach him how to be king. He didn't teach him anything, so that is why Scar didn't know how to be king. It was his father's fault for why he wasn't really like like really trained the right way or really taught the right way to be king because his father didn't teach him. Scar was very cowardly. Like when the I don't. So I'm gonna say this right now, even though I did just watch the movie today. I want everyone to be clear. I don't remember nobody's names. No one. Sorry, be mad, be offended, don't be offended. I really don't give a fuck. I don't remember anyone's name, so I'm gonna say the White Lion, the one who was the villain of this movie, the White Lion, which I think his name was Caruso. I think, you feel me? Because I don't know how to pronounce those fucking African names, Nigerian names, not trying to be offensive. I don't know how to pronounce them. So I'm just going to say the White Lion. Like I said, be offended. Please don't be offended. I really don't give a shit. But when the White Lions and them attacked Mufasa and Scar's mother, Scar, he ran. He ran, right? He ran and left them there. And his father screamed at him because he was upset that he ran off and told him to never ever do that again. So they made it seem like in this movie that Scar's father was just all on board on trying to make Mufasa next in line. Well, honestly, Scar's father didn't want Mufasa at all. When Scar rescued Mufasa, he told him to take him back, and he said, or we kill him. You feel me? He wanted nothing to do with Mufasa. He didn't want to raise him. He didn't want to take him in. He didn't want to do none of that shit. He wanted nothing to do with him. And when Mufasa and Scar got older, he still didn't want shit to do with him. I feel like the paranoia of Scar feeling like Mufasa was going to betray him was because his father put that in his head. His father told him Mufasa is a stray and you can't trust strays, and he said he's going to betray you. He said where you least expect it. And that's exactly what happened in the movie. Mufasa betrayed Scar first. He did. I don't give a fuck when nobody say he betrayed him first. I don't give a fuck. As far as Scar and Mufasa's relationship as brothers, I would say it was okay. I mean, for them to try to make it seem like they were just like the best of friends, I mean, I guess, but not really. I mean, I don't really think they were like all that close for I think as children, yes, but when they got older, no, because like I said, Scar felt a disconnect because his mother loved Mufasa more than she loved him. And the father really wanted Scar to step up to show qualities of being king. So when he didn't see those qualities in Scar and saw them in Mufasa, it made him gravitate towards Mufasa more and kind of say, Scar, you're not ready. So they sent them away so they could be safe from the white lions and whatnot. This movie is like a lot of walking. It's a lot of walking to really nowhere. Some place called, I totally forgot, can't remember. I feel like this movie reminded me a lot of Ice Age. Y'all know how in Ice Age they just kind of just walking around for a whole hour? That's what they did in this movie. They're just walking, and as they walk, I'm thinking like, where the fuck are they going? Why are they just walking? Walking, 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 walking. They just walking. That's all they did in this movie. They just walk, walk, walk. A lot of singing in this movie. Holy shit, it was so much singing. I feel like they broke out and sung every minute. Every minute they sung here, they sung there. It was like sometimes 2 songs back to back. It's like, are you kidding me? No, I don't want to just listen to fucking music. I understand Lion King has music. The animated version had music. Live action 2019 had music. Lion King 2 had music. I get all of that, but Jesus, holy shit. This one went the whole way with music. I'm talking about it was so much fucking music. It was redundant. It's ridiculous how much music it was in this fucking movie. It was a lot of goddamn singing. And then, before I even get to the one thing I really want to get off my motherfucking chest in this movie, 2 things I'm going to get off my chest. Let me just say this right now. Everybody who tried to make it seem like Rafiki had this big ass fucking origin story, it wasn't really shit. All you really know about Rafiki is that he was part of his club, whatever. What did they call it? His tribe. I'm gonna say tribe. He was part of his tribe, and they kicked him out because he was different. I guess weird, you would say, because he would talk to spirits, and like the other mandrills would say, he's talking to the devil, and he's speaking to the spirits of the devil and things like that. So they kicked him out because he was different. That's what. Okay, Rafiki was kicked out. He was on his own, and then he bumped into Mufasa and Scar and Sarabi and Zazu. That's his origin story. He got kicked out and then went to go do his own thing, bumped into them. I mean, that's cool. I guess it is. And then I liked it, Mufasa and Ravigi's friendship, the way they grew and the way their bond was in the movie. I did like it. I liked it the way that you saw that their bond was to where they both had equally respect for each other. I did like that. I liked that. Um, I liked it, the villain in this movie, even though he didn't really get that much screen time. I thought he was cool for what it was. I liked it, his song, Bye Bye. I liked it, his villain song. I liked it, his look. I feel like how he got more screen time. I feel like if he had more screen time, I probably could have put him in a conversation for best villains ever in a movie. But since his screen time was very limited, I really can't say that. I would just say I like when they did show him. He was cool from when they did show him on the screen. Um, but this movie was a failure. It had like it did like this. I'm not gonna say this movie. As far as emotional connection, no, it did not have that. But it did make me feel things. It made me feel like, okay. So let's get down to the motherfucking nitty gritty. Y'all know I go on TikTok. Y'all know that's how I get on these channels, how I get on my channel sometimes and express myself. I'm on TikTok, right? And I'm listening to the song that Scar had sung when he saw Mufasa and Sarabi together. I'm looking at the comments on TikTok, and people are saying that his lyrics felt selfish. Me personally, I felt more of like he felt betrayed, he felt heartbroken. Like, think about it. He saved Mufasa. Mufasa, he could have left his little ass to drown to get eaten by the alligators. He literally stopped and saved him. He gave Mufasa a home. He gave him two adoptive parents who loved and cared for him. Two parents who actually who didn't want to see their own blood, their own son. Two parents who didn't want to see their own son become king. They wanted a stray to become king. Scar gave Mufasa that silver platter. And he betrayed him. I don't give a fuck how y'all feel. Mufasa betrayed Scar. Like I said, if this movie was supposed to make me like Mufasa and hate Scar, it did the complete opposite. Watching this movie, I really did not like Mufasa, and it made me understand Scar a lot more. If I was in Scar's position, I would feel the same way. I would feel resentment, bitterness, and hatred. I absolutely will. Don't get me wrong, Scar did have insecurities, but like I said, them insecurities are very granted because of how his parents made him feel. His parents made him feel like he had to compete with Mufasa, like he wasn't on Mufasa's level. Everyone felt like Mufasa was special. They gravitate towards him. They liked him more. So that made Scar feel insecure because I feel like he tried a lot. He tried and he tried, and I feel like whatever he did just wasn't good enough, and everybody discredit him. It's like he never like got a pat on the back or like you did your best. Everyone was so gravitated towards Mufasa to where it's like, how do you expect him not to feel like some type of insecurity? You feel me? And they made it seem like with Sarabi, they made it seem like with her. I thought what we were gonna get with that was like with the whole a multi with Splinter and Shredder and the whole love triangle with them. I thought we was gonna get that. Oh, they both was in love with the same girl at a very young age. Only one of them only one of them got with her, and the other one was really upset about that. But in here, they ran into Sarabi while they were in like the woods, while they were on the run. They ran into her and they both grew to like her. But Scar liked her first, and he told Mufasa. He asked Mufasa what should he say to her because he was kind of nervous and scared and said he never really talked to a girl before. Mufasa was telling him what to say, and he, telling him to have more confidence within himself. But Mufasa, listen, y'all. When Mufasa saved Sarabi, he knew what the fuck he was doing. He knew exactly what the fuck he was doing. He knew. He saved Sarabi and then lied and told her it was Scar who saved her, but then she remembered his voice before she passed out. when he saved her. So to me, I feel like Mufasa saved her on purpose so she can't have something to say to him. You feel me? Because then before they had sung their song and they was at the on top of the mountain while it was snowing, she said that he lied. She was like, I know. She said she know that Scar didn't save her. That it was really him. And he was like, no. And she said, like, you don't have to lie or anything like that. And they basically expressing their feelings for each other. And me personally, I take that as a betrayal because I feel like if your best friend told you she liked this guy, but let's say the guy don't like her back, right? He doesn't have to force himself to like her. But my point is, what I'm trying to get at is that, let's say your best friend liked this guy, right? The guy doesn't like her. The guy likes you. But you think it's okay to date or, build up on your best friend's crush, knowing how she feel about him. And she told you how she felt. That's not betrayal. That's betrayal to me, because I feel like, to me, it's betrayal because your friend just told you how she felt about this person. They asked you what to say to this person. They asked you for advice, and you gave them advice, and you turn around and you all up on their crush. Since when we do where that's at? Like I said, it's betrayal. Mufasa betrayed Scar first because regardless of what Sarabi said, Mufasa should have been like, listen, my loyalty is to my brother. I'm not going to ruin my relationship with my brother over a girl. You feel me? I feel like a line should be drawn. And I feel like in that moment, Mufasa wasn't loyal. I feel like he said fuck Scar and went completely over the line and really like was all like too friendly with Sarabi, knowing how Scar felt about her. So everyone who feel like Scar's song came from a place of selfishness, it came from a place of betrayal, because in his lyrics he said that he's no longer a brother, and he said his father said you would betray me. So I feel like when his father said that, I feel like a bit of paranoia went into Scar's head, but I don't think he really believed it up until he saw what he saw, until he saw them. I mean, I feel like Scar had every right to be angry because, like I just said, if I told you I have feelings for someone and you think it's cool to be all up underneath them, then that's betrayal to me, because you kind of just saying, fuck how I feel, right? Let me get at them because they don't feel the same word for you. Where the fuck is that justified? The fuck out of here. And then y'all gonna say, oh, but what about when Scar basically betrayed him and went with the bad guys? What you mean? If y'all look at it, that was all part of a plan. The fuck? Because even though he did what he did to Mufasa and betrayed him, because Mufasa betrayed him and told him, like, listen here, you took my mother, you took my father, and you took the girl I was in love with. The fuck? And you took my position of king, nigga. What the fuck? Why do you think I have any more energy to give you, to your promises, to us being brothers? What makes you think I have any more loyalty to you when you done took everything from me, my nigga? No, man, fuck that. But even like I just said, even though Scar said that shit to him before he went with the bad guys, he went back down there to make sure Mufasa didn't get killed by the white lion. What the fuck is y'all talking about? He went back and helped Mufasa from getting killed. And he helped that nigga from not drowning. What is y'all talking about? Scar was loyal as fuck to Mufasa. Even when he did what he did, like I said, it was really part of a plan. It was part of a plan to get the white lion out there, to get him underneath the fucking, wherever fuck they was at that was crumbling, rocks and shit, so he can die. He basically wanted him and Mufasa to go down there. I get it. Maybe he should have done what he did, but he did what he did out of anger because he just saw what he saw between Mufasa and Sarabi. So that's why he told the white lion, we're going to be here at this destination, whatever, I'm going to leave clues and whatever, rah. You feel me? Da-da-dee and da-da-do. I get it. Yes, Scar was wrong in that moment, but I feel like in this time when I was watching it, Scar had way more loyalty to Mufasa than Mufasa had to him. On my mama, period. I don't give a fuck how none of y'all feel. After what the fuck Mufasa just did, he went back and made sure that nigga didn't get killed. And he said a nigga from drowning. You got me fucked up. It's the same shit I said about when I was watching Breaking Bad. After Jesse snitched on Walter, that nigga Walter went back and made sure he helped that nigga. He rescued that nigga from dying. What you mean? He went back and helped that nigga what is y'all really saying? Like what? Like Breaking Bad, Walter went and killed the niggas who took all his money and killed Hank. And he helped Jesse. He rescued him. Man, if it was up to me, I would have left that nigga Jesse there. Because, bitch, you snitched on me. Man, you went to the motherfucking DEA, nigga. You snitched on me, ho. You set me up. After you was right there with me in that lab cooking all that meth, bitch, you trying to put me away because you went to witness protection? You got me fucked up. I would left that nigga there. You got me fucked up. I would never turn back for no nigga who thought they could just snitch on me and get away with it. Gonna what, turn my life upside down and you just rolled off to the motherfucking sunset? There gotta be a line somewhere, you feel me? Scar went back and helped that nigga Mufasa from drowning and from getting killed. Fuck is you talking about? I feel like Scar had every right to be angry. He had every right to be bitter. He had every right to feel he needed to have revenge because, like I said, Scar wasn't born a villain. He was made a villain because everything that was really promised to him, once Mufasa showed up, he took it. Like he said, I saved you. I gave you a home. I gave you 2 adoptive parents who cared and loved for you. I made sure you had food in your motherfucking stomach, bitch. I made sure we went out every day to make sure we could see if we could find your parents. And you being too friendly with the girl I'm in love with. My parents took my destiny from being king and positioned you as king. Get out of here. Like I said, Scar had every right to be a villain. So like I said, in the Lion King animated version, it's like everything Scar did was justifiable because it's like you can't get mad at him when you watch this movie and see how everything that was promised to him really went up in flames the second Mufasa showed up. Like I said, if this movie was supposed to make me like Mufasa, it did the complete opposite. I could not stand Mufasa. I damn sure feel like he wasn't the most intriguing nerd, like really, or that I didn't thought he was really all that interested in this movie. I didn't feel like Taka, aka Scar, was definitely more interesting to him. It should have been a Scar origin story, not a Mufasa origin story, because Mufasa wasn't interesting at all. Like I said, Mufasa, that nigga knew exactly what the fuck he was doing. And I'm going to just keep it as that. Anybody who don't feel the same, it is what it is. Run it. I really don't give a fuck. But I said what I said. It is what it is. Honestly and truthfully. It is what it is because I said what I said. But this movie, if I had to rank this movie, I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10 because the protagonist was not interesting. The villain didn't get a lot of screen time. There's too much singing. Simba and Nala and them did nothing. Timon and Pumbaa were really, really over the top, very obnoxious. Only had the music wasn't bad, but the fact that it was just too much music kind of made me feel like, okay, when is this movie going to end? Because the music made it feel like it was a 3-hour movie when it was just an hour movie. So to me, the music made it longer, and the idea of them just walking forever this entire movie, and it reminded me of the Ice Age, just took me out. So those are my thoughts on the Mufasa movie. I don't think the movie was good at all. This movie wanted you to hate Mufasa, and it wanted you to love Scar, and that's exactly what it did for me. I absolutely love Scar. I feel like I get where he's coming from now more than ever, now that I actually watched this movie. As far as Mufasa is concerned, that nigga is not no saint, period. And they really want you to make it seem like he is when he really not. He knew exactly what the fuck he was doing the entire time, and I don't give a fuck what nobody say. You kiss my ass, be offended, don't be offended. I really don't give a shit. I'm Asia. I'm gonna catch y'all later.